from the heart of Delta State. You are tuned in to SRTV Asaba.
Yes. A very good morning to you all. I'm just, I hope you enjoy our morning news all the way from Asaba. Well, my name is Daddy Chris and I'm reaching you all the way from London. And my show is a little bit more difficult one. And this is what we do. Here we talk about the state of our nation, our beautiful country, Nigeria. Let me say something from the beginning of today's broadcast. Now, Nigeria is a great nation. And it's not, sometimes when we say it, it looks as if we are patronizing us. No. Today, I'm going to talk you through why I think we should be among the G5. Because I'm looking around, I'm asking, what do those people have that we don't have? You see, this is the problem I have as a human being. Maybe that's why I'm just too ambitious. I always think, what do you have that I don't have that makes you going to be greater than me? That's why running for the office of the Nigerian president is not a new thing for me. It is a normal thing to do. Okay, it's like Asaba is trying to join me. That would be good. You know, it's a normal thing for me because it's one of those things. It's one of those things. It's one of those things I think, and I strongly believe in it. And because of that, I tend to do great things. And not because I am naturally intelligent, but because this is what I am meant to do. Then you ask yourself, young people, why am I in this world? What am I doing here? Is this all I can do? Is this what all that it means to me? So maybe that is why we're having this important discussion. Today, the question I ask you is, look at every nation on earth. What makes them special? Is it the people that you don't have? Is it the natural resources that you don't have? I think we have the Nigerians are brilliant people. I've seen many of them in Nigeria and around the world. And I can see that Nigeria have the best of natural resources. I've never seen any nation that can compete with Nigeria when it comes to natural resources. The only challenge we have is how to bring these two together. And sometimes we use the word leadership. Yes, leadership. But the leadership is a little bit deeper than what you see. I come on this show one day and I made a confession that Nigerian leaders are not corrupt. In fact, there are corrupt leaders around the world. I gave instance of Donald Trump, who has made so much money in these few years in office than any other person. In fact, when you think of what Donald Trump has made and what Tinubu must have even taken from us, it's a dwarf compared to what Donald Trump is talking about. But nobody's crying, nobody's making noise. And that is a rich nation because we are a poor nation. So I want us to admit today that we are poor. That would be a good start. So that we are poor. And that is you see, nobody should be telling us something else. So when you admit that you are poor, then you say, I'm going to get out of poverty. So Nigeria, let's discussion today is how do we get Nigeria out of poverty? Not leadership. Because though you're going to see me playing around, angry with them, but my primary aim, or why I sit down on this place every day, is to see how I can make Nigeria a rich nation. I don't think I want to even compare myself with America. I want to compare myself with what the best, what God said we can do. And that is what we're going to do today. How can we be that rich nation that God has bestowed upon us? What you look at Nigeria and say, what did God really deposit on the land? There is nothing you drop in Nigeria that will not fly. As long as people can do it, it will be more. Sooner or later, we're going to own the internet. Yes, you hear me say, we're going to own the internet. That anybody in the world will want to have the Nigerian market on the internet. That's how good we are. And it makes me proud. But this is not good enough. We are not in the right place yet. But in order for us to understand what I'm going to talk about today, I thought I've been diagnosing Nigerian problem, but I want to diagnose it from another angle today. And especially this is going in line with a book I wrote. I'm not selling my book. I'm just trying to make a presentation on what I sincerely believe. Let me remove this. You know, and as somebody who was rushing, who had some ideas, I said, oh, I'm going to present this to my country. How the state can be used as a creator. And people kind of misinterpret what I'm saying. Maybe I'm not looking for the state to own everything, but the state to be the catalyst. Not the catalyst that go and sit on the fence. the Catholics that play the main game. And I'm going to show you that today on this show. And it is a very important show. And it is important to listen because you're going to see how much you can do here now. How much you can actually encourage Nigeria to be great. Let me say this. If Nigeria is going to get up from where we are, it's not going to be me alone. It's not going to be the government alone. But the government cannot sit on the fence. And they keep saying, we're creating an enabling environment. You know, I hear my governor say that. And sometimes if I'm there, I will be fighting physically because I just think they're destroying the future of our children. So let's talk about this. Let's look at it. How do we use the state as a nation to prepare Nigeria to be among the G8? I don't know many people that are talking to me today, if you'll be watching my show and you can stay here for 1 minute, then you know what is G8. G8 are the top nations on earth. They are the richest. They are not because of weapon. They're the one that have money. So you can be among the G8 nation when your wallet is big. And that is what we're going to try and look at today. At what point can we become a G8 nation? Okay, I can see Joy joining me today. What a miracle. I think they just like me today. Well, let me add Joy so that it doesn't look as if I like to be alone. Hey, very good morning, Joy. Good morning to you, Joy.
Good morning, Daddy Chris.
How are you?
Yes, thank you.
Yes,
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes, it's nice to wake up and listen to your morning news. All right, Joy, today we're looking at a very difficult topic, but very, very interesting one as well. How do we use the state to prepare Nigeria to become a G8 nation? When I say G8, I'm talking of among the top rich 8 nations on earth. Let me use the word, the top rich nation on earth. And as a matter of fact, Nigeria is just changing the world with what God has deposited in our land. I don't know, Joy went to church yesterday. What did you ask from God, Joy? Let's start from there.
It's not for public hearing.
Okay, good. All right. You see, all right, that's it. What she asked is not for public hearing. But I'm sure God is a little bit disappointed in Nigeria. Say, look at these people, I gave them everything. And they still come and disturb me on Sunday. Let me put it this way. What God has deposited in Nigeria, he didn't give it to some nations. And then we are the one disturbing this man every Sunday, every Friday. Oh, jobs. And they're falling into the fact. We're not going to go into that. But you know, the truth is God has blessed us so much, so much. And we need to look at it today. And it's about for us to understand this, I think we should look at this issue more intelligently, not just like emotionally. So I'm going to share this image to start with on this show. Let's get rid of this one. Let's take a look at this. Joy, there are 3 things I want to share here with the nation today. One is the British rule era. And then we asked for independence, right? So before everybody know that we were under the British rule, they colonized us. I don't want to go to slavery. Let's start from there. They colonized Nigeria and we asked for independence. Today, from the year 1960, Nigeria got independent. That's why we celebrate independence October 1st. Everybody's celebrating independence. I want to break it down so everybody can understand. Now, the question I want to ask is, in the mind of those people that asked for independence, what were they thinking? And in your understanding today, Nigerians, what does independent mean? When you hear it as we are an independent nation, what immediately comes to your mind? Is it the map? Is it the flag? What do you see? I'm an independent nation. What does it mean? It means a lot. And that is something. To you to understand independence, I want to interpret it from what the British were doing in Nigeria. So because they were there doing it, I would say, oh, we don't want you. We want to do it by ourselves. It's not just to become president. Like some people, Tinubu want to be president. Yes, maybe every one of us want to be president. Is that why we got independent? So that looks cheap. So, and when we leave independence, sad enough, now we got independent. We are here now. We've gotten independence. But we're not really independent.
Yes.
Because the very independent we are fighting for from the British, we are not fighting it from our elites. I'm going to prove that today. We said we want independence from the British. We got it. They didn't know that we just changed guard. Now the people actually enslaving us now is our own elite, our own brothers and sisters. And this is a big challenge. And the painful thing is they don't even know what they're doing. I'm going to try and prove that. So let's take a look first. What the British did in Nigeria. I'm going to use only one law that is so interesting to me. And because in course of my research, this is the most disheartening one. Joy, when the British came to Nigeria, they made a law. In order for them to be able to take what we have under our soil, like our oil, our minerals, our gold, they are always under the soil. So they made a law, which is the Land Act of 1988. The law says that if you live in the land, according to the custom and tradition, the land belongs to you, so you can live on the land. However, anything that is under that soil belongs to the government. This was the Land Act of 1988. They made that promulgation, they made that law so that they can easily take whatever they see under the soil and take it to England. So if you see the time they were in Nigeria, they were extracting things and taking it to the UK. So that was why they came. They didn't come because they hated us. They came so they can take whatever they can do. And to be fair to them, they created companies. Another part of it, Joy, take a look at this. Another part they did is they created companies. In the companies they created, what did we do in it? We were the workers. The money they made were repatriated to England. All right? And now, Joy, we have independence. The independence I was thinking that we were going to have will be the one that will give us control or ownership of our land. Let's say the Land Act said, I must take the resources away. What you have under your soil does not belong to you. That Land Act of 1988, Joy, is still invoked today. That is the British law they made years ago. Is still what we're using in Nigeria today. You know, a few years ago, they made a law called the Land Act of a very good one. They made the Land Act, the Petroleum Industry Act of 2021. They made that law in order to address some of the challenges, especially those of us in the Niger Delta. But you know what they did not touch? They didn't touch this very law. And you begin to wonder, morning, very good morning. You begin to wonder, why would they not touch that important law? They didn't leave it by mistake. Because the Nigerian government are benefiting from it. The same law which the British used to own the land, the soil, everything under our soil, is what the Nigerian government is using. The Tinubu government today will kill you if you dare touch anything under your soil, especially those of you in the Niger Delta. The oil belongs to the Nigerian government. Don't go there, or else you'll be killed. If you want to die quick, today in the Niger Delta, claim ownership of the soil. You will die quick. Who made the law? The British. Now the Nigerian government is enjoying it. They don't want that to change. So we didn't get independence. We didn't. We just changed God. We just changed a slave. We just choose a poison. We choose our brothers instead of the British. Perhaps that is not too bad to think about, you know. Why not let us suffer in the hands of our brother? I don't know. It's kind of complicated, Joy. Do you know what I'm saying now? Is that the British made a law so that they can take oil away. They can take everything away. That law, we get independent. On the point of justice, that land should not come back to the owners of the land. No. The federal government of Nigeria is enjoying it, so they don't want to touch that bit of it. So the law remains. The Land Act of 1988 has not been revoked. In fact, has not been touched. It's still there. What are they doing? They're taking oil from my backyard, and I'm having nothing to show for it. Go around the whole of Niger Delta, where the wealth of Nigeria is coming from. That Tinubu is sitting on his fat ass in Abuja, enjoying. It is coming from that area. In fact, they gave some of us now, the Ntompolo and the like, to guide the oil for them. That's what we do. We guide the oil for the Nigerian government. Can we clap for ourselves? That's a good one. In fact, that would have been not so bad. Let me let people see my face because I'm not afraid. Joy is not here. When Joy come back, I'm going to make us two in the screen. All right. Oh, Joy is back. What happened, Joy? All right, in the network, you know how this network work over there. Anyway, let's quickly let's stick to this. All right, it's very important that we maintain this. We maintain this today. What I'm saying is, the British made a law in order for them to be able to take natural resources and take it to England. The Nigerian government is actually nurturing the law because it's suiting them. That's why Abuja is getting a lot of money from the same oil. The people who owns the land, they have nothing to show for it. All right. So the independence for us, especially for those of us in the Niger Delta, for ordinary Nigerians, is you can live on the surface of your land. Underneath, it belongs to the government. That was not the Nigerian intention. That was the British strategy to take oil, take resources from our land. The Nigerian government has embraced it because they love it. So what is the independent from us? We only change God. Not the British, now Tinubu. Maybe instead of the Queen, I'm now using Tinubu. That's exactly what this image I try to portray here. You know, don't think about the British anymore. We've transferred the power to our elites. They are not the one oppressing us. And it is sad. But that's not even what is really sad on this scenario. And I'm going to explain it to you a little bit more on this broadcast now. Let's take a look at this. Now, that is one part of the drama which I want to play. I'm coming back to address it properly. I'm going to stay here when I come back. I'm going to show you how 3 countries, I'm going to do Egypt, India, and Chinese, how they break away from the same colonial rule and make the best of their own. And I'm going to use the days of the cotton era. But let me quickly explain something that is recent to me that struck me badly. Now, stick to our elites. Another thing the British were doing is they set up companies and they employed us to work for them. And they paid us. They were paying us actually well. For working, you get paid. But what they were doing, they were repatriating the profits to England or to wherever they come from. That was it. So we've been workers in our own land for the British in a fair way because they employed you. Now, one would have expected that after independence, we will now own these businesses the British were doing. No. Today, just today, the Nigerian government is crying for external foreign investors because we cannot do anything on our own. I don't know whether Joy is here. This is very important. Joy, I'm now analyzing the second element of the Wahala. Today, Nigerian government is crying for foreign investment. In fact, in the just concluded 3-day summit in Delta State, the governor of Delta State is defending foreign investment. That when foreigners come, things going to be glossy. And I like that. But the question I ask you, Joy, is what will we be doing? We'll be working for them, right? When the foreigners come and they invest, what will be our position? We are workers. The same thing we were when we were with the British. When the British were there, all we did was work. There was nothing bad. They only employed us to work for them. The profit will go back to England. Today, if you invite the Chinese to come and invest in Nigeria, it's a good thing. But they have to take their profit back to China or to Brazil, like the governor of Delta State thing. But we've seen this before. Let me explain this. We have seen this before. The British, the oil company, all of them shared on the Chevron. They were in worry. They were doing business. The profits were repatriated to wherever they came from. What is left in that place is ruin. I never see one person who was truly now an MD who now owned an oil refinery in worry. Now the British are gone, or the oil companies are gone. What do we have left? Not one person in the area can open a company other than Dangote that took from wherever that man bravery come from and say, I'm going to open my own refinery. I'm wondering if we have independence. This is, okay, now this is how I think, and maybe I'm stupid. The British, okay, Shell was in my land. They were making money from my land. Now they are gone. Why will I be waiting for Shell to open the same company? Isn't that I'm going to look for money and open that company and run it myself? They swear for me. What makes me inferior to them? And that is the thing I cannot get into my head. I cannot understand that. And that's the problem I have with the Nigerian government, and especially with the Bollywood government. So when they talk about You see, I don't know who sees my internet, Joy, but they can't let me finish this discussion. Anyway, let me assume that it was a routine thing. So I'm going to continue. So, Joy, you hear what I'm saying?
Yes,
Oil companies were in our land. They were in worry. Now they are gone.
Yeah.
Like we took the British away. Oborewori is inviting more to come from China and from Brazil and anywhere. And they are coming to do what? When they make profit, they will take the profit home. The question I ask is, who swear for us that we cannot?
You just keep back.
Huh? Joy, why can't we be the one that owns the business? All right, I see. Why can't we be the one? They swear for us. These people that are doing the business, do they have 20 heads? Then the people that the oil company that came to worry, people own it. We actually did the physical work. Only a few expatriates came. I don't know how many British came to worry. There were few. It was our people that were doing the slave work. But the profit went back to England. Now they are gone. Is it not an opportunity for our government to say, okay, now let's put money together and open our own refinery? Whatever they were doing there before, we should be the one doing it. No, we are too stupid. We are too low. We are too low in mentality to do it. Or we are not educated enough. We need the British people to bring in the money back. Meanwhile, Borewori is busy sitting on top of oil. He told us we have a lot of money. And we are spending it. Tinubu said we have a lot of money and we are spending it. But you cannot do what they did in your land. Let me tell you one story. Why this is going to be so sad. And everybody needs to be ready. This is not a good day. Joy, we are not the first people to have been.
Yes, Daddy Chris.
We are not the first. I'm going to give you a little journey. I'm going to take us straight to Egypt. And I need everybody watching today to listen carefully. And this is... in fact, I ran into this documentary and I was trying to find out how capitalism actually got started. And what I learned is amazing. Now, this period, the people controlling cotton, you know, we used to use our hand to make clothes. If you watch when Gandhi was fighting for independence, if you watch the picture of this man, Gandhi of India, he was always weaving.
Yes,
you understand? He was always weaving with his hand. Because that was a business of the time. The British was the one, they will collect all the cottons from around the world and they will make clothes and sell to everybody. So we were giving them raw materials like Nigeria will continue to do today. But this is what Egypt did under this guy. That's why they respect him so much. Nasser said he's dreaming of Egypt that will be the next Japan of the Middle East. Look at the word he used. He said, I'm going to make Egypt the Japan of the Middle East. That is a man with an ambition. That is a man that was looking for independence. You know what he did? He kicked the British away and he as the state, he took everybody producing cotton, put them together. That's why you talk of the Egypt cotton. I don't know whether you hear the Egypt cotton. If you touch it in those days, you know, it's special. Nasser made the best of it. In a few years, they were producing so much cotton in Egypt. Now, I'm just going to tell you how you, if you say your problem is the West, they're not your problem because they can be dealt with.
Of course. Yes, they can be dealt with.
He didn't go into war. He said, whatever they were doing in my land before, now that you are gone, British, I'm going to do it. He started to create, he opened the business, the same thing the British were doing there before, he was the one doing it. And he refused to sell them raw materials. He wasn't selling the cotton to them. He was making it. You see the difference? Now, it's the same thing you can think of our land. Now, the British are gone. They were producing, they were having refineries. They are gone. We couldn't open refineries and make the same thing, and make the same money they were making. Nasser didn't do that. You know what Nasser did? Nasser turned it around. He started producing his own cotton. He was not ready to even sell the raw material to England. It's Egypt. This in Egypt is in Africa. And for your information, Egypt is just creating a new city now, a new capital city.
Yes.
It's interesting. You know, it's so interesting. But this is Egypt under Nasser. The lesson from this, and I'm going to give you other instances. The lesson from it is we don't need to wait for the white people to come back again and be the one to invest in the land. We should be able to come together. That's what my book was trying to say, that the state as a creator must emulate what the Egyptians did and path a new way for Nigeria. Now, we are looking at cotton. Let's not stop there. Let's go to the case of India. Anybody, like I said before, if you know India, if you see Gandhi was always weaving. As anywhere you see him, he was always weaving. You know, at this time, Joy, two things that was interesting to man were then how the clothes we wear. You understand? Cotton was so important as at that time. So every country was trying to weave. You understand? But instead of the British, they colonized India. The way they colonized Nigeria. But when the British left, under the Indian people choose not to sell cotton to them. They start making the Indian cottons. And they were exporting. I'm coming out. You will see in a few years, you see what's going to happen. In a few years, all the companies in England that were making clothes, they folded down. They folded up. Do you know why? Because they didn't have the raw materials. The market we were selling to before, because what they were doing, they would take the cotton from India, from Egypt, from Nigeria, they would make the clothes and sell back to us. Now these people are thinking for themselves. They are not fighting. They begin to make their own clothes. And you should be coming to buy from them now. And it has even turned around, to be fair. This shirt I'm wearing now is going to be written maybe, I think this is Zara. But Zara didn't make it. It's made in Bangladesh. I'm waiting to see made in Nigeria. I'm coming. You see, Joy, this is my pain. We didn't understand what it means to be independent. We took political independence. People like the Tinubu, they are only busy ringing elections. But the core meaning of independence has never struck our leaders. This was what independence meant for Egypt. This was what it meant for India. And I really want to share some of the things I said there when it comes to this. It's so important. You understand? How this thing is gonna, all this gonna happen. You understand? For India, independence doesn't bring political freedom. It brings justice, economic wealth. They were able to work, wages got better, and there was the dignity of labor. That is what the Indian people did with it. You see what they said? They said the new India took control. The new India took control of the cotton sector, channeling resources into mills. Indians soon produced more clothes than at one point than the whole time British were there. They were making more clothes. This is a state that now say, okay, what the British were doing, we're going to do it. But, Joy, the British were taking oil from our land. Are we doing it? Then why did we kick them away? In fact, if the British were still there, they probably would be refining some of the fuel there now and selling to the local area. They won't even be taken away. Our own now, we are selling crude. So Tinubu is sitting down there and he said he's a president, selling crude and collecting crude money. And that's it. And that's it. So everyone is collecting part of it when they share. The little they are sharing is so tiny, my daughter. And that's why we are poor. And don't forget, I started this show by reminding us that we are poor people. We are not rich nation. We're going to be, if you listen to what I said today, Nigerians, we're going to join the G8 nation. But let's go slowly.
Daddy Chris, sorry, I wanted to say something. When you talked about independence, you said, because I was able to write some things down. You said, you talked about if we are actually independent. Now, what I think is independence, it becomes much more meaningful when you control the value. For me, I don't think we are truly independent in that sense, because most of the things we still depend on foreigners for a lot of things. Look at electricity, for example, which is like the basic. We cannot generate our own electricity. Let's say for like a month, or no, a month is too far. A week without failure, we can't do that. And then you were talking about raw materials. Now, a country that has the raw materials but lacks the ability to process those raw materials, I think they are economically vulnerable. I don't know if I should use that word. Yes, a country that can extract, they can process, they can manufacture, brand, export. I think that that country has economic power. Now there is this lesson, you'll be talking about Mahatma Gandhi. I think one thing I was able to deduce from it is that he understood that economic behavior can become political power. Yes, you can harness it. It can become, the spinning wheel wasn't just about making cloth. It was saying we will stop being consumers of what another country produces. We'll become the producers ourselves. So for Nigeria, I think we don't need to we don't ask foreigners to stop buying our raw materials, of course, but build the capacity. We shouldn't bring them to come and help us. We should be able to build the capacity for us to be able to process those raw materials here, manufacture them here, create Nigerian brands, like the way they started with rice, where they stopped importing rice at a time. You were no longer hearing foreign rice. I think now basically nobody goes to the market to ask for foreign rice again. In fact, we are now, nobody's even thinking of foreign, because if you say foreign rice, most of the marketers will tell you. You understand? They will tell you there's no foreign rice. So I think we should be able to create our own brands and sell our finished products to the world rather than getting those things from the other parts of the world. This is not isolation. It's what I term as industrial sovereignty. Because if we're able to do this, I think it will create, not just because poverty is not just about money, is opportunity. Now, if we're able to do these things, we would have been able to curb poverty. Like, we'll be creating opportunities. There's no need for me to be thinking tomorrow I want to relocate abroad, but I'm looking for work, where opportunity has already been created.
Joy, we will be employing foreigners. Let me tell you one story, Joy.
Exactly.
When I was in secondary school, let me tell you this story. You guys didn't experience it. In Ogariki, my village, in Delta State, in Ethiopia West, my chemistry teacher was Joseph John. He's a man from Pakistan. My additional mathematics teacher, Mr. Changerham, was from India. So Nigerians were employing foreigners to teach in our secondary schools. I'm not talking of foreign schools, not even universities. They taught me. They tell you that we can employ them and we see have a chance. I'm coming the day I will treat medicine. You will be crying, why will we ever buying paracetamol from India? Why can Nigeria produce paracetamol? I'm coming. Let's take a look at this. Let me follow this story a little bit more carefully, because something is happening. Thank you very much, Edna. One funny thing, now we just look at India and Egypt. Let's look at Chinese. This is the boss of all. You know what the Chinese did? And this is the model I'm saying. You see, sometimes when you say these people, when you say our leaders are corrupt, I say they are not qualified to be called corrupt. They are mentally bankrupt. They are not even qualified to run local government. You're making them to run a country.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at what the Chinese government did. Like, I'm going to read this out, Joy. You see, Chinese delivered the most dramatic transformation. The state, they seize all existing mills. They seize them and built hundreds more. Within 8 years, Joy, Chinese became the world leading cotton producers. Now, when I wrote the book, The State as a Creator, I wasn't stupid. You know what they tell you? Oh, the Nigerian state cannot do business. We are only enabling environment, enabling boy. What kind of environment are you enabling? How can you enable environment in Nigeria for a Joy that cannot even buy? What can Joy do? Joy can open business in Delta State? No, Obodori has created enabling environment. Joy, what use is it for you? No use. And this is the problem we've been going through as a country. Look at what the Chinese people did. They seized. Even now, it's not as if they seized it. Say, listen, you see, I've been saying something here that if I'm the president of Nigeria, you carry collapse going to farm, I will arrest you. All those herdsmen, they will be arrested. But I will give them the best. I'll give them the best opportunity to be rich. You don't need to go into the bush. You don't need to do this rubbish. Come on, the state will engineer massive agriculture. We will engineer massive livestock. Only livestock alone is what is feeding Argentina. Argentina, they export beef, all this beef. That's what they export. And they're making money. And Holland makes how much from only agri products, these crops. Now, in Nigeria, the people doing livestock and those people making this, they are killing themselves. That's why the headsmen and the farmers clash. What an irony. Two things that should bring me money as a government, they are fighting. And they're not born them well. Because you will not even be allowed to operate. Because the state will seize all your existing stupid farms. And I'm going to create a farm that it's going to be so intentional that we're going to start selling in 6 months. Just only cassava that we will produce in 6 months, we will sell to the whole of India and Pakistan, the whole of India and China. In fact, they are waiting to even buy them. It's not because they use cassava for medicine. What is it that you cannot do with the African product? Tell me why everybody is sitting on his fat ass in Asaba. Why Tinubu is sitting on the Aso Rock? You see these people. But these leaders that transformed their nation, they didn't sit in one place. They were walking.
Yes. You know, that's one thing about work. You work first, and then you can enjoy later, but build something. See, our problem in this country is it's not simply corruption, honestly. Our problem is the failure to build a competent, purposeful state capable of transforming our resources into productive capacity.
What they did was intentional. Listen, we don't need this. We don't need it. You know what the Chinese were doing there? They get to some area where they have all these small people settlers in their village, and Chinese say, listen, we are taking over this place. We're building high-rise building. You that own this area, go and take 5-bedroom flat up there. Because what you are doing here, you are a waste of space. The government threw them away and built cities. And
I think, Daddy Chris, one thing I've noticed about Nigerians, whether politicians, so long they're in power, there's something I discovered, right? When I was in school, my department as a theater art department, they failed. I think the lecturers of the people, the governing body, one thing they failed to notice is that as a department, we can generate money from our productions. You don't need to task the students to come and do this. You don't even need to task the school. From production, from activities that we do, let's sell tickets. Let's move it from the theater. Let's move the theater out and let's sell tickets. Let's invite, let's make productions to generate money for the department. But you know what they do? They're only interested in their interest in that department is for us to come and they will say, we are paying this, we are paying that, we are paying this. And then when we eventually pay, they'll tell us this money is supposed to be for this. We eventually pay the money. And then let's say, for example, as maybe a makeup artist or a costumier for a particular production, after the cars have generated money for the production, right? Then the lecturer collects the money. I don't care if any of them, they are listening or they are watching, because it's the truth. Many of us fail to tell them these things. We generate, after bringing this money together, they will now start, okay, you bring your budget as the lighting person or the technician or the stage manager. When you bring your budget, they will slash it. If let's say I'm bringing my budget of 20,000 naira, a lecturer will give you 2,500 and tell you to fill in the rest. Please tell me how my production is going to come out well. They fail to understand that this thing, for now, since we don't have the facilities, now is the time for building. Now is the time to start pulling things, to pull this structure, so that by the time the structure is standing, when the rainy season or when a problem comes, at least we have something to cover us. But they are not interested in that. The other day I was complaining about the governor of Delta State building a bridge in Ughelli, and I was really angry about it, because when I saw the pictures, like the bridge or whatever they call it, whether it's a flyover or an overhead bridge, I don't really understand. It's not as if it's leading to a village. It's not as if it's channeling a road to another community. That's not what it's doing. It's just as if you are climbing up and going down. That is just it. I just don't know the need.
In fact, the governor
Who's
is
the
working.
lead?
When you say
I complained, I posted it. You know, I posted it on my status and I was complaining. A lot of people attacked me via DM. They were saying, no, he's actually working as a building bridge. I said, your problem, the question I asked one of them, I said, is your problem bridge? Now, what is facing the problem affecting Delta State is flood. What is supposed to be doing is supposed to be making good drainage systems so that at least people that they are managing their houses, they'll be able to survive the flood. But you are building bridge that has no business with the current problem. You see, that's one thing with Nigerians. We already know our problem, but we are jumping to something else, and then later we would blame the government or we would blame ourselves. Oh, and I regret. I don't understand. Why are we selling our future for crying out loud?
Exactly.
Why?
That's the big word. Why we said, you see, Joy. That's why I said we need to train our leaders. They need, when they get to office,
of course,
so that I will expose them to some of this rubbish. That because what if you see what ordinary Egypt did? Now let me tell you one story Ethiopia did. Joy, you will be sad. You will be sad. Now Ethiopia were suffering from food malnutrition. It was all over the internet. In fact, if you had television, then you will see pictures of people in Ethiopia who were hungry. The reason being, there was no water. Rain was not falling in Ethiopia. So there was no rainfall to water their crops. So there was heavy famine in Ethiopia. They are not like Nigeria where where there's too much water now. We have too much water. We don't know what to do with it. You know what the Ethiopian people did? They now went down to the deep sea. They now draw pipe from the deep sea to bring in water into the land. And with that one, they were able to water their plants. Today, Ethiopia makes $4 billion from export. Nigeria
has all these things. So we don't have problems with water. We don't have problem with crops. We don't have any problem, but we are the ones generating problems for ourselves. I don't understand.
We are importing food, Joy. We are importing food. Edna said that.
Like this morning's news. Now, when we were going through the business news, I was seeing inflation prices in food. Plantain is not as if plantain is a kind of it's a crop that is seasonal. It grows any time of the year. You plant plantain, it will definitely any time. Or is it cassava? Okay, cassava. Let's say rainy season. You have to go and harvest.
But let me shock you. The banana we eat here in London, it comes from Ghana.
Yes.
Some white boys went there and they opened this big farm in Ghana. Every day now you see trailer load of banana going into the vessel, not the vessel, into the flight that fly them to London for us to eat. Nigeria is in a better position. So what is it that we cannot do?
Honestly, I don't. We have resources, but we cannot build around it. It's bad. It's bad. Even the Bible said that be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. I think the politicians, their minds need. I don't know if it's wickedness in the heart of man that is making them to not see that this is actually the problem we are facing. And then you will come out tomorrow. I heard that, I think I saw, not heard. I think one of the political parties, they were sharing rice, two cup, I'll 5 cup. And of course, people will collect. I am hungry at the moment, for crying out loud. I don't blame people that collect these things. So because, people are calculating how they would survive the next minute, the next hour. And they see someone that is giving them food. Of course, you will collect now. You would. That is the kind of entrapment these politicians have placed Nigerians in a way that so that you give me, I collect. You give me, it is bad.
No, see, the leaders we have, you see, this is the problem we have. Instead of our leaders to think of what they did in India, in Egypt, and in China that I've just analyzed, they are busy capturing the states. Tinubu has captured the country. He has the control of the INEC. He has the control of the police. He controls the judges. He's gonna win the next election. That is how the old man is thinking.
I think we should. It's the same way they couldn't win. The same way they couldn't win in Osun State. I think we should, whatever strategies Governor Adeleke has and his team put. I think we should also apply that to the 2027 election.
They just let this one go. One, they were too worried that this little boy Davido has a lot of following. It's not going to be good for the government of Nigeria. The international community were watching. Tinubu make a noise now.
That's what we exactly like what you have been saying, that decrease the international. We need to pull them to watch. We really need to.
If they don't come in, Tinubu will ring the election. Nothing will happen. They will rig the election. Nothing will happen, my daughter. And I'm very sorry. In fact, they have it already in their palm. They don't even need to ring it anymore. They already ran the election. If you control INEC already, you have the money to buy the vote. Wait, I will not be human being. You have all the state governors on your side. Tinubu has, in fact, this one that just won election, he said that Tinubu has endorsed Tinubu. So that is the fear the Tinubu has put in their eyes. They are scared. We are captured by our own elite, not the British anymore.
Honestly, the Nigerian community should wake up, because for me, we don't need a fat-bellied, low-thinking politicians. What we need is engineers. There's a term you used in one of the State of the Nation.
Yes, I call them technical graduates.
No, it's not that one. You said something about political something and something engineer.
Yes,
economic engineer. Yes, economic engineer. I think that was what you used. I think that's what Nigeria needs at the moment, because I want to draw an example from a community where I grew up. I think where I did my secondary school. They have their politicians, blah, blah, blah. Nothing happens in the community. In fact, it was just a single road in and out. But then there was this man. He's an engineer. He works with this construct. I think is all these people that they always put placard on the road, men at work. Yeah, I think he works with all of those. Yeah, Julius Berger and the rest. So when he eventually got a house in the community, because it was not from that community majorly, it was from a sub community that was attached to that one. So the man discovered that driving to his house, building and all that was difficult. So the first thing he did, I was going up them, but I was observant. The first thing he did was to build road, because that was one of the major things he does for work anyway, roads. So he channeled roads into the community straight to his house. And then from there, from his house, he started expanding to other, in fact, today, that decreased. If you go to that community today, in fact, the only place you will step on sand, like sand, is when you want to enter your house. I don't know if you want to enter your house, because even I used to go to my mother's house, friends place, everywhere is tarred. The community is open, street lights, and then at a point, when anytime accidents occur, like there was a time an accident occurred right in front of me, the diagnosis was this person was not going to survive, because if you see the massive gutter, like the flood, sorry to use PG, flood, they happen for that village. They hear flood. There's no river close to them, but the drainage moves. The road is well channeled, like speed bumps, everything is okay. And then it was when the man died. Because the community, and every year, do you know what demand? Of course, we know that this person, there will be money now. When government, you will collect money, but he was doing the job. That was what people were after. Even if you are siphoning money, do the job. Do the job. But what they are doing in this country is they are siphoning. They don't care about the job. Like recently now, news of the president doing this project, doing that project is now flooding the media. Last year, there was nothing like that.
No.
Because the election is coming. And that is what they have been using to blind poor Nigerians. I'm sorry to use that word, poor Nigerians. So now when you talk about the President Tinubu, they've been easing people's mind. Well, the man is coming up. We have been complaining. It's a lie. It's all a ploy for the next election. Someone was telling me yesterday that anything I'm sorry for the pigeon, anything will make Tinubu win again, people will start running mad on the street. You just somebody, because it is true. People cannot go to the market, or even before you are as a student, you can afford 1,000 naira to prepare stew. But now, 5,000 naira, in fact, your stew is very poor. You can't, there are so many things are going back. Is it transportation we should talk about? If I want to travel from Delta State now to Lagos, I need to really load my pockets, because there's a tendency that the vehicle might get bad on the road and I'll have to source for another means. So I think Nigeria needs to start drawing examples, because when we were growing up, they used to say, oh yeah, for example, look at this person. Nigeria needs to start thinking like that. Look at China. Imagine Egypt. Oh, Egypt, they are building a city. It's not as if they decided to make one of their states. They are building a new, like, when I saw the video, I was like, the level of thinking, the maturity in their thinking.
Our own are mastering how to ring elections. Look at the governor.
It's appalling. It's embarrassing.
Now, what do you expect in Edo and Delta today? No, Joy. What do you expect if the governor, look at the quality of governor in Edo State and look at the quality of governor in Delta State? Then to tell you where we're going. No, best. No, not like me. No, not like me. Thank you. You see, I'm not looking for your love.
We're actually saying the truth.
And now, look
I don't know. I hope Nigeria gets better, because with this line, with this parole, let me use that word, it's not looking like it's going to get better anytime soon. It looks like we'll keep talking and hoping. And the main problem here is there's nothing God want to do again. God has done everything, for crying out loud.
The best. If not the go church go disturb God, it invests me.
God has done everything. He has given. He said everything. He has given to us.
Okay, wait. What Chinese have built, God will take it from the Chinese and give it to you. Is that what you're expecting God to do?
No, now.
Why would
it doesn't work like
you?
that.
He gave you. You see, the Bible tells us the story of the.
Even gave you a land in an area that you don't have any natural problem. You don't have there are no earthquakes, there are no tornadoes, there are nothing.
Look at water. Look at sun. Look at water in Africa, in Nigeria. There's enough sun. There's enough water. What is it that we are lacking? It can't give you oil, Jonam. It can't give you people. Hey!
You know, the thing is, I think the solutions to all of this is maybe Nigeria is too big to solve. It's too big a problem to solve at once. Let us start from the state. It is only the state that is making me.
Joy, we are not as big as China. In fact, that we have plenty kingdom is even an added advantage. I was analyzing Nigeria the other day. They said we have so many kingdoms. We have so many kingdoms. That's a good thing. Because what it is British have only one kingdom. The king, they never remove their king. They never tell you, say their king is barbaric. The president of this country where I stay now is the king.
Yeah.
But when you come to Africa, where's your king? They are said they are barbaric, they are primitive people. Amen. Joy, there's another house here called the House of Lords, which is it's like our Senate. Nobody vote for them. They inherit them. In this modern day England, I'm not talking of yesterday England, today. Go to your Senate, look at the kind of food they elected there. They say, now the set of thieves, Okowa that stole the whole of Delta State money, that Yaya Bello, that Akpa, that stole the whole of, they're not going to the Senate. These are village fools. They're going back to the Senate. So what do you expect? And this is now we're talking of political independence. That's even one thing I wanted to analyze 1 minute before we move. The British were ruling us from England. It was the Queen who we don't see. That was our president then. Now they say Tinubu be president. But look at the kind of president when Tinubu can be. Even the Queen was better for us than Tinubu. Because the Queen was fair. He was looking after us. At least they were not giving us so much. The only thing they took from us was we didn't have ownership of what they were doing. That's the only thing, the British man committed against Africa during the colonial era. But our leaders, they will actually take the money. How many of them, their children study in Nigeria? A president, your child will be studying abroad. There was a time under Tony Blair. The then Secretary of State of Education here, the child was a disabled, attending a private school. They almost asked her to resign. So the only reason they forgive her is that the child is disabled. He cannot attend other school. If you are in government office here and your children cannot attend government school, you will resign. In Nigeria, they will celebrate them. In Nigeria, we will celebrate. And this is a very serious issue. So, Jay, when I say that our leaders are not corrupt, it's an insult to corrupt people, to call these people corrupt. They don't have it here. They need to start it here first. You must have it to be able to think about it. My system here is just getting mad today. You understand? You must have it first. Otherwise, what can they do with you? So we're in trouble, Nigerians. And we can do this. In the next few minutes of the show, I want to focus on solution. I'm happy what Very Dark Man said here. He said Nigeria is in a state of confusion. The leaders are not leading, and the popular media are not hiding the facts. That's the truth. And we suffer in the midst. The truth is Very Dark Man. You see, it's not your fault. And the media that had been captured, not blame them. A few days ago, I saw Boriwori hand over a very beautiful van to NUJ in Delta State. Why would those people fight him? In fact, they didn't want to fight me now, not to Boriwori, to attack me. What is this man saying? What is this idiot saying? Because they have been paid. Little brown envelope. But hunger will remain on a portion. Those of now when they NUJ. Hunger, poverty will remain your self-fulfilling prophecy. And not only for yourself, for your children. Keep on. Clap for yourself. Come and attack me. I'm waiting. Now, God don't punish you before. He will punish you now more. Look at the country where we live. Is somebody a governor? Or that of people are a governor? Mona take robotemi. I'm a robo man. I'm confused. I'm very confused. And this is so sickening. This is so sickening. Now, let me explain this. I put this image purposely, and I put Obasanjo there. Because Obasanjo only said one thing that makes sense to me. He said Nigeria is have all the ingredients. Let's not be negative now. Let's look at the positive side of things, children. Now, we know God gave us everything. We have young people. In fact, the age we have is about from 17 to 25. That is what an age group. The age we need to work. That is young people. They are the best age you can have in any nation. We have it. You see the sun, that we don't have electricity for where Oboriwo they were supposed to beat them every day. Look at solar panel. You can just build solar. Now individuals are building solar. Oboriwo is sit down there. If brain don't work, say, oh, I can use this sun that is coming. What do I need to create solar farm? I'm going to pray next week. I'm going to talk about that Tower Babe. If I build solar, if I do solar, you do solar, we are losing money. If we come together and have a little solar farm that power our area, it will be so effective, so cheap, and so well organized. That is where the state comes in. The reason we came together and say, let us have an organization called in Nigeria or called Delta State is that. Individually, we are surviving. But when you come together, it's going to be like the Tower of Babel when you strike with one mighty blow. Because that solar panel, do you know how much I spend in solar? This one spend. If we put it together, we have a solar farm that will be so effective, so cheap, and our problem will be solved. The government does not have the trust of the people. It doesn't think in the right direction. We are suffering for little idea. Look at what happened in the case I've just analyzed. It's not as if the people in China were not making, they were making cuttings before. Let me go back to that. They were doing it. But you know what Chinese did? They know that one will not take them anywhere. They seized all of them. Seized all the stupid mills. Control it. They created hundreds more. And in only 8 years, they were the biggest producers of cotton in the world. Britain, they learned that time. The Britain who were controlling the whole thing, they begin to shut down I'm here now. They shut down all their mills. Because they were not even getting the raw materials. How can people who don't have raw material begin to control you? Who are you? They're exactly the destiny of my time. And it's really sad because when you are here, yes, I like this, you see. If you don't have solar in this country, you are cooked, you see. But son, you see the problem? Having solar individually, you are equally cooked. If we can have the solar together, I'll be talking about what the Tower Babel could be. That's the reason we have government. You know, you see what the Chinese did? In China, they will tell you, transfer your bloody solar, pay some money, and you are going to have electricity. You're going to create a massive solar panel, solar farm in each communities that will power you when the main light is not there. It is your money, but it's not put together for your own good. You look at what I wrote here. The Chinese, look at the language, look at what they did. They seized. Let me say, see, Chinese delivered the most dramatic transformation. The state seized all existing mill. They seized it and built hundreds more. That's what I'm calling for. In my book, just 8 years. Now, let me say this in a simple language. If we stop all sheep farming, seize all of them, build more beautiful industrialized farm, in few years, in only 1 year, 2 years, Nigeria will be feeding the whole of Africa. But why our leaders not thinking? You call those people corrupt? They are not corrupt. Now here they don't get cocoa for here. And that's why we're going to change their name. We're going to change their name. We're not going to change them honorable. They are horrible. When they add honorable, so no, you are horrible. So. You are a horrible human being. And I don't know where they got this English from. And the English is the same English we speak here or the another one you guys are speaking. So anyway, let's spend this few minutes because I have a lot to do today. And I really want to go back to these old leaders. And wherever you guys are, the dead and the living, you should be ashamed of yourself today because when the people got independence here, when they took independence when the people like NASA, like them Egyptians, like the Indians, they got independence, they had a meaning for independence. And they went about implementing it, one generation to the other. They didn't change it on periodic election. Nigeria is the case. When this one talk, the next one will come, it will cancel everything. The case of Delta State is really sad. It's the same PDP that has been in power till now. But they will not follow one. There's nothing Ibori started that will continue. That is now a continuity. In fact, there's no simple ideology in the political parties. Only will say a little bit of consistency is the roadmaster. The roadmaster handed over to Oboriwori, who is now a roadmaster. Oboriwori, you are, in fact, if not my brother, which are the kind of language I for the use for you, you don't come look for me. This is sad. And it go reach where we go down and reach, we go begin fight. Me and you go be one-on-one. Because it's not you are not destroying yourself. You're destroying the future of children. Do you understand that, sir? If it's only you, I don't care. My kids, I'm old, I'm 60 years old, I don't care. But what about our children, sir? Do you care? The people that created India, they're not the one enjoying it today. The NASA is there. But look at what Egypt is now. They are building a new city. That is an inspiration. In fact, Gaddafi took inspiration from NASA. He wanted to be the NASA of the Middle East. That's what a leader will cost generation to be. What's wrong with us? Nigeria, this is serious. All these leaders, see how many we don't get in the space of short time. Wherever on a day, God would ask you now, what did you do with your time? Now let's leave those people. Let's remind Tinubu. Tinubu, whatever it is now, God is angry. Because this is the new Nigeria that is possible. Let me take a look at the new Nigeria. So I'm going to spend the remaining few minutes to talk about the beautiful new Nigeria. You see, Nigerian path to greatness is to adopt this same methodology that they use in Egypt, that they use in China, because Chinese didn't do it alone in cotton. They apply it to everything. They did it in all sectors. In their building houses, Chinese will stop you from building your rubbish house, and they will turn the city to what they want it to be, and they give it to you. You start paying. You will buy a house, you will pay. You cannot build a house by yourself. Who born you? Which kind of stupid house will be built? All these rubbish you are building, it will be banned. Me, president, I'm going to destroy all of them. I will build a new city. You go and buy there. Have you seen city in Europe? You think somebody just go there and build? It's only some part of Europe where they are, because this capitalism, you see the kid them here. When you copy them, when I talk, you say you don't see them in Europe. Are they better? Do you think they are perfect? One would have been perfect is what I'm telling you now. I'm talking of a Nigeria that will be greater than the United Kingdom. Are you hearing me? And it is possible. I don't know who told you you are inferior. Who told you? Who taught you that? Who told you that your head, that God created you? I say, I don't know, like Patrick Lumumba would say, they told us they were children of a lesser God. Even though the last time I checked, God actually loved you more. The reason I know God loved you more, he gave you more than he gave to them. He gave you abundant sun. He gave you, so what a beautiful weather. That, you both cold, wait now, we don't enter winter. You don't come out, you can't even be productive at that time. or you both survive it. Imagine if they had our land where they have summer all the time. Imagine what they would have done. God is angry with us. For those your crazy pastor that don't know what they're doing, tell them I said so, that God is very angry with us. And if we want God not to be more angry with us, we need to wake up now. No, this is the point I don't understand. What did people tell God on Sunday? Let's go. Let's talk about the new Nigeria. Anyway, what I'm saying now is that the state must seize control of all existing mill. Not only cotton, my brother. We're going to seize agriculture, the blue economy, oil and gas, real estate, name it. You know the most important one? Manufacturing. Manufacture. If the state sees those one, create millions more, Nigeria, in less than 6 months, in 6 years, my people, Nigeria will control this world. If what I'm saying now, if they're going to face battle, I know that. I'm going to talk about that. And we are ready. When the Indians did that, or the Chinese did what they did, or the Egypt did what they did, the British are not sleeping. They came up with IMF. They came up with the World Bank. They're going to frustrate you. Ignore them. You have no business to do with IMF. You have no business with World Bank. You're producing your things and you're ready to sell to who that's ready to do business with you. You don't want to know. You don't want to borrow. Because if you borrow, it's going to come with some conditions. You're going to open your market and they tell you to open market. How can you open market with America? America that can produce things, they have electricity. In China that can produce things that they have electricity. What can Nigerian man produce that's going to compete with them? Block! It's unnecessary cases. Block the market. Protect. It's called protect your producers. It is reasonable to protect your producers. America is doing it. Not everything going to America. There are laws. Not everything coming to England. Not everything enters China. That you trade with them on their own terms. But if you go and borrow, they will tell you the terms. And your sister, WTO madam, will tell you the truth. Nigerians, this is not the time to fight. It's time to draw these guys inside the room and teach them. Because they don't get it. And I wish I have more time today because I wanted to talk on a very, very difficult area. But let's just take a look at what Nigeria can be in this next few minutes, because so that I don't deviate too much. Otherwise, the new Nigeria, which is where I was going to, is too deep. I think I should leave that. But let me just say a little bit of this, the possibilities. Imagine now, there's something that is so kinking that I need Nigeria to really listen to. And this is very, very important. Now, we have an advantage here. We are at a comparative advantage to the rest of the world. We have a younger population. We have the best weather. We have natural resources. Now, we have our own leaders now. We need to just educate them and take advantage of this. That is, adopt the Egyptian strategy or the Chinese strategy. The state take control of some of these things and begin to make it bigger so that we can compete with the rest of the world. That would have been great. That's why we come together as a people. I call it the Tower of Babel. I'm going to preach it next week. That advantage is registered. Let me tell you another big advantage. Is the world of artificial intelligence. Do you know one funny thing? And I don't blame Oboriwori. I don't blame Tinubu. In our time when we were in school, I didn't even have a computer. We don't see computer before we graduate. My project was typed, not typewriter. So how do you expect me to compete with you? You that grow up with a mobile phone that is equal to that is AI control. How can I compete with you? So if your lecturer does not understand what you're saying, don't blame him. That's why they cannot embrace artificial intelligence. But there is a new movement now that can help us bridge this gap. Everything is not like before where you go and learn, you go and study all the rubbish. No, all of them are now available on the AI. You know what we can do? We're going to take advantage of AI. We're not going to be partaker. We're not going to sit at the fence. We're going to create, Nigerians. We're going to create platforms. We're going to control the AI in our own terms. We're going to adapt AI to our own use. The AI produced for Indian soil is not going to work in Nigerian soil. That's why we need our young people to be AI experts, to begin to create things that's going to help our agric sector, that's going to help our engineering sector, that will help our oil sector. Oh my God. I can think of an AI today that will just drop there. It will tell you what is under the soil. If AI can now read what is under the soil by giving the plant the quantity of water it needs, don't you think that AI can read what is under? We just need to improve on it. So you don't even need to dig ground anymore. Only you just put your machine there, they will tell you how the soil look like. And that is where we are going. It might look like ambitious now. It is possible, my people. And when we get that technology, we're going to rule the world. Meaning at any point in time, we know what we have here. So we're going for it directly. We don't just dig. We go for it. Geologists, where are you? I'm talking as a layman here. But once we have that power, then we're going to be able to tap on our oil. And I can tell you, if they tell you how much oil we have in Nigeria that is untapped, it might not be in the Niger Delta alone. That's a big mistake. In fact, in the Niger Delta, we have not even tapped on the oil there. Iboku, Congo, all over Nigeria. Nigeria is said to have about 200 and something minerals. Oil is just one of them. And most of them will make us more money than oil. In fact, gas is even going to make us more money than the crude. So where are we? We are at a very unique position to rule the world. But we're not going to do it with this set of leaders. No, Tinubu doesn't think well. He's only thinking of how he's going to win the next election, how he's going to ring. Tinubu, take power. In fact, una for let and rule. Baba, make we sit down. Talk about a future for our children. Oh, when I not contest with the Boriwori, so that he can think smart. And let him know, because me and never get problem who become governor, who become president. My problem is if you are not a purposeful, you don't know what you are doing, do not go to that place. Because you are wasting our future of our children. Do you understand that, sir? That's why I'm talking to you. You are horrible. You're not honorable Akpa. You know when you Akpa, na granite with the chopper. People, we're going to take advantage of artificial intelligence. We're going to take it to advantage. We're going to have AI kids. We're going to, in fact, the day you go to class now, you see people carrying computers, laptops everywhere. That laptop now will be AI powered. So that our kids, they think AI. Because AI can do so much wonders that you can never think of. Can you imagine just AI anything? It begins to give you information. How can somebody in the village compete with those kind of people? Information is power. There's nothing today that you cannot tap on what AI cannot do for you. If you see what AI has done with farming alone, then the farm I saw, I did a farm work in Belgium in 1992. Now it is AI powered. Imagine the yield now is 300 times better. And the labor is less. Oh God, Nigeria. I talk about the Nigerian blue economy, and I'm excited because when you look at the Nigerian terrain alone, if you look at our sea alone, it is so clean. I call it the blue economy. If we tap on it, we're going to rule the world. Tell me why we are behind. One good reason, like I said, will be 500 million by the year 2050. The market will be so huge because we don't even Nigeria to include. The whole of Africa now, they have this African Continental Free Trade Agreement. So you have that whole market, Nigeria. What's your problem? We are the senior brother now. We have to show leadership. Is it Ghana that is going to do it for you? Ghana got independent before. You should be ashamed. If not for Kwame that was even supporting you, you were still killing yourself. Look at where we are. Nigerians, it's not time to fight. And I really want to say, leave these people. They are so blind. If me, I will not be president of Nigeria as it is. Because I'm going to be president to make a difference. If I cannot do the job, why do I want to be president? Are you out of your mind? You think I want to go there and fool myself? What are you going to give to me that I eat at home and I sleep with my wife? I'm sleeping. What's my business being your president? I will only be president if I can make life better for you people. Why do I want to be president? Why do you want to be president if you cannot change the life of people on the ground? Are you out of your mind? Why do you want to be governor if you cannot change the life of people? Why do you want to be governor? Why? What do you understand by being a governor? What tomorrow? In fact, I brought these people today. I brought them in, not to shame them, but I'm going to say now, as you see these people here, I'm sure many people will remember them for one good thing or the bad thing. What will you be remembered for? I don't want to be that shit, man. If I'm going to be a leader, I'm going to be like this man of China, who has a vision that transforms his nation. I'm going to be like Gandhi of India. Gandhi of India, who has a vision and transform his nation. Or Nasser of Egypt. That is something you should be fighting to be, sir. Not to be a horrible man that you are now. Unfortunately, you are horrible. And the time to change is now. You see, Nigerians, you see, this radical approach, we're going to overhaul. That's what I said. And I wrote a book as well. I call it the certificate chain. And I broke all of them in because they're all working together. And I want to say one word of this. For us to achieve what we're going to do, this AI I'm talking about, is going to be overhauling the whole school, our education system. You know what? The most effective education in Europe, the whole of Europe, is in Germany. Just go and ask. You know what the German does? A child will spend at least 60 hours in the workshop, 40 hours in the school. Or 60 hours in school, 40 hours in workshop. Whatever you are teaching in the school, you go and learn it in the factory. By the time that child graduates, it's not just it's not literate. No meaning of literate. He's sound. He can add value. He can make a product that will change your life. You begin to patronize him. He will not be a problem to society. He will not start kidnapping us. You see, when you like it or not, keep blaming the young people. They will continue to kidnap us. In fact, they never deal with us. But where you go then, and then they will come carry you, me and you. These young people will be so angry that they will start kidnapping us, kidnapping our children. We're going to pay. The sea will cost them. By the time they realize, they will start fighting us. People remember this. Shay, if you not correct your papa, now you go pay the sin. Because right now, you are destroying the future of young people. And they're going to turn on us. They've already started. 2 days ago, they raided the home of my in-law. Go there and do what they want. In Abuja, in an estate. Because they have nothing to lose right now. When you push children to the wall, they're going to turn. That's where we are. I think you should be scared. The way I am. I'm more scared of the young people than anything. You tell me anything, no. And the funny thing, this is the asset we have. They are the strength. They are the one that will turn the Nigerian economy for us. Not me and an old man. I get tired easily. Call me by 9 o'clock, I'm sleeping, though I wake up at 1 and I work till morning. But young people, if they don't sleep, they go party this night. Come back, 2 hours sleep, they are up again. They have the energy. We just need to direct that energy in the right places. And that is what we need to do now. We cannot claim that we were colonized. We were not the first people to be colonized. Look at what I've shown you today. Were you more colonized than the Egyptians? In fact, there's nowhere, you see, there's nowhere in the world that you don't experience this colony. America was colonized by British. They sent the British away. So what are you talking about? Are you the first to be colonized? And we are not the first to be taken as slaves. I was sharing the story of how they maltreated women, black women, in the then slave period. The same way people in Europe were killing their wives. They were killing their own daughters. They called them witches. They were burning women here. They said they are witch. In this England. So everybody has gone through some difficult time. Don't tell me the past. There's a time now. This is a time to make a change in the life of our children. And you don't know what you're doing. Like Atiku said, if you cannot be a businessman, what are you doing there? If you don't know what it means to be a businessman, what are you doing as a governor? What's Tinubu there? That is the part I don't understand. So I said the ambition I'm talking about to become a GA nation demand more than policy paper. It requires the creation of a disciplined, performance-based state that engineers production and organizes the market. That's the big word. Because what I'm talking about is, in Nigeria as it is, it would have been nice to say, let the private sector do it. But don't deceive yourself. How many people, let me bring back to the face of what I mean here. How many of us actually have the capital to do things, even if I know what to do? And how do I put resources together? That's one of the biggest problems our young people are seeing. And now the fear is they are now more interested in becoming governors. So, because if they become governor, they're going to steal money and be rich. Not becoming an entrepreneur of a big farm and be rich and have their peace of mind. So, but we want to show them new example that you can be successful by being a businessman. They're not going to be successful being workers or boriwori. Don't bloody tell them about an enabling environment. Create, in fact, don't create evil jobs. Create entrepreneurship opportunities so they can see that tomorrow if I do this, I'm going to be a bloody millionaire. If I own my own farm and I do it well, in 3 years, I'm going to buy 5 cars. And it's going to come from my farm. And this I'm going to do it, sir. It is so easy to convince a child, because if you open a very good, a really, really good fish farm in your village, you go and take a very powerful pond, which is around you, son. You make more money than the person that come abroad. Do you hear me? If you open a very beautiful farm, a big farm in your area, you'll make more money than me that came abroad. I'm fighting how I'm going to get home right now. You don't need to come abroad, son. The opportunity is there, but you just need your bloody government, not to give you money, but to understand, to open this kind of doors so that you will not be a worker. Look at the language I'm using today. I'm not calling on you to open employment for Nigerians. I'm saying they must own their own businesses. The business of the state belongs to them. It doesn't belong to the Indian man. It doesn't belong to the Chinese man. It doesn't belong to the man from Brazil. The people from Brazil who make their own, who make them who they are now. Your brain, they work. The people with the brain console, who make them? I beg, Oga, make your own. And God will bless you. If you do that, I'll be your best friend. If the president do that, I'll be your best friend. I'll be propagating it. Because Nigeria will then join the G8 nation. In fact, it will speak for itself. The decrees don't even need to come here. Because Nigeria, if you do what I'm saying, Nigeria will join the G8 nation in no time. And you know what? They will be respecting you. You will not be walking around now. You are walking in the fence. Go and look at yourself. Are you when you go to UN, do they know who you are? Go to United Nations. You have no seat on the table. They just put you there so you can vote. Only 5 people vote, they have veto vote. It's not only about the gun they have. They got the money. And you know what Chinese is doing right now? They're not even fighting America. They know that rich economy rule the world. America can't afford to fight China because they know what Chinese have. They need Chinese to get some of their product. America, they are not stupid. They're not going to fight China. And China are not stupid. They're not going to fight America because they know there's that dependency. Economic dependency. Not because of anything. If anything else, they'll kill themselves. But they depend on each other economically. By the time we become relevant in economic sphere of things, they'll begin to respect us. And nobody will attack you because they need your money. They need your businesses. And we have a population. They want to settle us. They don't want to kill us. Let me repeat. The British didn't come to Nigeria to kill us. They came to Nigeria to do business. The business was not favorable to us. We asked for independence. In this new dispensation, the new businesses will be created by us, owned by us, and we will say to them, just like the Chinese did, just like the Indians did, just like the Egyptians did. May God bless Nigeria. As we navigate ourselves into this beautiful journey, may God help us. We are almost there. Don't be discouraged, my people. We can't be a G8 nation. I try to keep the topic here today because if I go into the other one, I'm going to go too far. So let me recap this. We came from a very difficult time. We wanted independence, we got it. But maybe Nigerians will not understood the word independence here. That's why I brought 3 countries today. I used the Egyptians to interpret what independence means. The Indira Gandhi of that time told us what independence means. And when the Chinese got independence, this is what they did with it. They know what they were doing. You know what they did? They went into massive production and compete with Britain. And they defeated Britain. How did they do it? Not by war. They organized themselves and started to produce whatever Britain was taking from them. Now, the question I ask Nigeria is, have we looked at that part of our life? Have we started producing what the British were producing? The last time I checked, we have AT&P in Sapler. We have Leventis. Share was there. Hey, Nigerians, how many of them are we doing now? Who is going to do it for you? Should we invite the British back so that we go back? Why did you send them away? They were not killing you. You wanted to be independent. They gave it to you. My people, let's wake up. The time is now. This is serious. Don't joke. Don't joke, people. Don't joke. Now it's time for us to take our destiny, to take it. And it's an opportunity. We don't even, but if you do another economic summit, I could beat you if I see you anytime. I could first bite your ear before your man go shoot me. I could first bite your ear because you're not listening. I don't want to see any other person coming to control the Delta State. We're going to own this business. And whatever you need to do for us to own the business, go on the table and start drawing it now. I don't care. You said you want to be president, you want to be governor, you have to be governor now. I don't care how you're going to get there. We're going to own the business, and it's going to be owned by us, and we're going to make profits. And the profit will remain in Delta State. You can hire white people to work for you. Nobody care. But they're not coming to take control. We're not working for them. The days when Nigerians, when Deltans work for people that come to work, take our resources and stop. Are you thinking, well, wait first, you are saying the people to come, they should take our resources, we slave for them again, they pay us and they go. They go with the money, they go with the resources, we are workers. So are we not stupid? Now, wait, let me say this. This one will verse you small. When you were in the House of Assembly, now this message go to Oborori himself. He said, I'm the one that made the law that there should be no deve, there should be no deve. That's why I'm going to end this show. You know what is deve? For those of you in Lagos, you know what to be on Monile. Now Yoruba word I speak so. On Monile are those people that just collect money. They don't do anything good with it. They are the ones selling the land. They sell things that belong to community. And I always say to people, if you're among those that sell community things, not be person swear for you. You are dead already. Your generation is cursed. And go around and see the people that sell houses in Lagos. Go, the people who bought land from. They have never progressed. If you see them in one small room, and you see, is it your money there? Is your money there? Is the one selling the land? You will not even believe. He don't sell land. He went out to that room, that kitchen. What does he do with the money? Nothing. If you come to my village now, if you want to build a house, you see some boys will run down. Hey, see your boys, see your boys. You must give them money before you build a house. They've never progressed once. Let me tell you, you think it's only these people that are deve. Right now, Oboriwo is a deve man. But all Oboriwo is doing is collecting rent or whatever. We are saying to them, Oboriwo, we have land, come and use it and pay us. You be deve. The land is there for you to use. God said, cultivate the land. He didn't say, rent it out. Cultivate it. Oboriwo doesn't know he has to cultivate it. Tinubu doesn't know he has to cultivate it. What I'm saying here applies to all the governors of Delta State, of Nigeria, all the local government chairmen. If you don't have this capability, please don't run for office. Adeleke, you won yesterday, everybody's celebrating. But if your vision doesn't come to what I'm saying, my friend, go and sit down. I don't care how much you can dance, because I'm not even your fan. It's only your younger brother I was liking, not you. And Davido, tell her, take your about, tell her. Say that if you cannot change the lives of the people by making them productive and ownership. I'm not saying when I'm going productive, they're going to give us job. We are not looking to be slaves again, oh, worry. So when you want to bring this in, they're going to come and invest in our land so we can have job. Are we slaves? Are we looking for opportunity to be slaves? No, we are looking for prosperity, sir. And there's no prosperity in working for others. We want to work for ourselves. And whatever he has to do now, whatever you need to do, Tinubu, to make us own our own resources, that's what I want to hear. You see what happened in India? What happened in these places? They did not own it. They did not let other people own it. They own it themselves. They control it. And God bless them. May God bless us as we now own our land. I'm going to try and stop here right now because it's getting too hot in the studio. God bless you for joining me. Don't forget, my name is Danny Grace. can I remain here? Blessed to give you the dosage. This week, I'm really going to go back. Maybe hopefully tomorrow I will be able to go into what I really want to talk about. But I omitted something today. I probably address that tomorrow before we talk the days of the pyramid. Because I believe we're going to do this by coming together. Of course, that's why we form a government in the first place. The meaning of government is to, I want to use that so that I prepare you for the topic that we're talking about. Human beings have been doing things alone. I can do my own. You can do your own army. I can do my own farm. You can do your own farm. I can arrange my security. You can arrange your security. No, I can arrange my electricity. You can arrange your electricity. No, it comes to a point where we say, no, this is not make sense. Let's come together as a people. We call ourselves a government, and then we created people to manage us so that all the resources now come together and it is used to make for the benefit of all of us. That's why we pay tax to government. That's the essence, the pyramid. Because we are trying to imitate the Tower of Babel, that when we come together, we're going to make God. Except that the people now piloting the affairs of our tower are daft. We need to turn that around. We're going to revoke our spirit of coming together. Having a government, coming the country is good. But being run by idiots is a sin. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll be here tomorrow again. God bless you. And I will talk more on that tomorrow. Stay well. Bye.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more. Book your stay today and experience Lagos like never before. Call